Please spread out. We do have chairs available up here. We'd appreciate it. Buddy Bloxam, Plans Chief, Incident Management Team 3. It's your operational briefing for Tuesday, August 24th, 2021. Reminders, please silence your cell phones. Any sidebar conversations, please hold those down. Once again, those in the back, we do have chairs available over here. As far as the management and general control objectives, there are no changes. They remain the same. Current situational update, not operations, John Heggie.
Good morning, everybody. We'll go ahead and start off in the Lassen sector. In Branch 9, heavy mop-up and patrol along Highway 36, improving those lines. The contingency line in Branch 9 was put in, and lines were completed in Divisions Lima and Kilo, but that still needs to be plumbed. In Branch 13, the firing operation continued in Division Papa from Section 32 to drop point 30. Minimal spotting and all is holding, but we did have a small spot that picked up in Division Oscar that was from a previous operation that was 4 days prior, so just give you a heads up on that. In Branch 16, they just held the previous day's firing operation, and we're picking up spots. Moving to the Westwood sector, Clear Branch continued to mop up all of the interior islands and smokes and calls for service. Janesville Branch connected all the lines in the Antelope Group and reinforced lines in Milford and Janesville Branch. End of report.
Weather, Derek Williams.
Hey, good morning, everyone. So starting out pretty calm today. Light winds with RH recoveries in the 50 to 60% range. Some of the higher slopes didn't manage to get above 40, and that's really above 7,500 feet. So pretty dry conditions in the higher elevations. As with yesterday, we'll see a increase in the southwest winds this afternoon. But it will have a kicker to it. We have an upper level storm system, dry, that will come in into the west coast and help kind of increase those southwest winds just a little bit today. So on the ridge tops and exposed western slopes, you could see a sustained wind of 15 miles per hour with a gust pretty much less than 25 miles an hour, but a little bit higher than yesterday. So keep an eye out on that. In most cases, especially in the valleys, you'll see still a terrain-dominated wind of 5 to 8 miles an hour. RH's humidity levels will be a little bit higher today. Yesterday they got down to about 15% or even lower in some cases across the entire fire. We're looking at 15 to 20% today, so just a little bit higher on those RH's. And temperatures pretty much the same, 70s and lower 80s for high temperatures. As we get into tonight, that upper level trough will move closer to the area and will help those winds stay up overnight from the southwest. Those will be mainly on the ridge tops, but still, you'll still have a southwest component pretty much everywhere. So keep an eye out on that. The next couple of days, still dry for the next several days. Wednesday, we could have some more gusty ridge top winds, but not a real big concern. Coming up later in the week, we could see northerly wind, but it's light. It's not one of these strong offshore flow events, but that's something to keep an eye out on. Still dry though, and warming up considerably as the weekend progresses. That's all I have. Thanks, and have a safe shift.
Those in the back, once again, if you could please hold down your conversations, we'd appreciate it. We can hear it up front. Thank you. Fire behavior, Brian Newman.
All right, good morning. So remember, this is a fuel-driven fire, and that means that the fire is burning prolifically just with the fuel conditions, just with the dry, extremely dry fuels, especially the 100 and 1,000-hour fuels. And so any of those other factors that we add to it makes that spread more exponentially with more intensity, and it gives you more challenges to your line. So the factors of either slope or wind. So yesterday we saw the wind start to clear off on the southwestern part early in the day, and then by the rest of the day, the smoke had thinned enough that we were starting to see activity all around the fire. We were seeing columns stand up, and we even had some spot fires out of some areas that had not seen activity in almost 5 days. Up here in Division Tango, we had 2 or 4 spot fires out of a little bit of activity that happened in the islands there that stood up and dropped some spots across the line, hundreds of feet across the line. So just be aware today, as we see that wind come across the fire from that southwest, anywhere that you are, that you have fire around you, active fire, that there is either slope and or wind, you'll see some increase in activity. We'll have that southwest flow all across. So over here, the northwest section, you'll start to see it clear first. And coming across on the northern part, you're going to have that wind all day today and all through the night. So you're not going to have that calming tonight. You're not going to have that downsloping down valley wind. You're going to have that southwest flow, and that'll keep your activity up all through the day. You get over on the Janesville area, you're going to have that southwest flow over here. It's very erratic on the escarpment. Expect erratic conditions just with the wind, and then if you have any spots or any activity in there, expect some erratic fire behavior as well. So overall, just be really heads up where you are in the topography. As that smoke starts to thin and your activity starts to pick up, our probability of ignition is starting up by about 60% this morning, but we'll go up to 80 or 90% through the day as we experience that wind. So you're going to have to use all that as part of your plan for the day and take all that in consideration and have a safe shift.
Safety Officer David Sargenti.
Good morning, everybody. So your safety products are on page 7, 8, and 9. They include your safety message, the 215A, and the COVID check sheet. Please utilize those as you brief your crews today. There are some tips in there and some discussion points for you and your crews on your tailgate safety. Some of the things we want to talk about. You guys have all been on the line. Snags. Snags continue to be an issue for us on the line. So look at ways you can mitigate that. One, implement your LCES. That's one way to do it. Make sure your lookouts are in place. Make sure your communications are solid. You have an escape route and you know where those safety zones are. Finally, parking your vehicles. Make sure they're in a safe spot as well. The last thing we want is your vehicles to get damaged by a falling snag. And then also think about night operations. Are you in the best place that you can be for a night operation? Get yourself out of the trees and find other work elsewhere. Mop-up operations. We're in that time of the fire where the majority of the fire is in not mop-up or have a component of mop-up. It's incumbent on you as the leadership and the supervisors to make sure you continue to motivate your folks to prevent those slips, trips, and falls that are often associated with mop-up and continue to maintain that focus on your task for the day. And then finally, hydration. You heard towards the end of the week, we are going to see an uptick in the temperatures out there. Let's get in front of that. Let's push the hydration. Let's keep the nutrition going. And you as supervisors, set a reasonable pace for the day for your crews on the assignment that they have. We will have 9 safety officers out there to support you. I'm at the end of trailer row. Please come on by if you need to talk. And with that, have a safe shift.
Operations, Mark Brunton.
For our leadership here on the incident, right here with us in the Lassen sector, Deputy Operations, Bohall. Here. Branch 9, Ham. Here. Division Kilo off of 9443 Charlie, Imlock. Here. Division Lima, Reese. Here. There will be a fill on the Lassen Heavy Equipment. Branch 13, Orr. Division November, Oscar, and the Lassen IA are on the line. Division Papa, Crow. Branch 16, Boston. Here. Division Quebec, Rivers. Here. Division Romeo Tango Uniform, Swope. Here. Shasta Branch, Fields. Here. Shasta Contingency, Petro. Here. In our Westwood sector, Deputy Operations, Norman. Here. In our Juliet, that'll be a Phil. Lassen Fire Suppression Repair, Hauser. Here. Clear Branch, Smith. Here. Meadow Group, Daig. Here. Duffy Group, Spindler. Here. Westwood Group, Schmidt. Here. Janesville Branch, Gaines. Here. Deputy Branch Ehrlich. Here. River Group, Cunliffe. Milford Group, McTeague. Here. Hicks Group, Wilson. Here. Antelope Group, Sims. Here. The fire suppression repair in the Butte sector will be Derby, and staging area will be Montiel. Okay, our priorities in the Lassen. Our priority number 1 will be finishing up Division Kilo and Lima, getting the line around it, starting the mop-up phase of that, taking the heat out of it. Second, Division Quebec, the burn operation, multi-day operation in Quebec to continue that operation. And then in Division Papa, within the park, continuing the burn operation there and securing that burn operation. Moving on to the Westwood, priority is to complete the Janesville and continue and render that more safe and mop up. And then our clear branch, completing the mop up stages within the clear branch and direct line construction and improvement of line. So it's been a difficult challenge. We've been here a number of weeks, some of you the entire month plus. Had a lot of success on this fire, okay? And there's a bit of a dichotomy to that success. With that success and with all the resources we've been fortunate to have here, there are other fires, and there's a need of resources on the other fires. So we've been tapped heavily to support those other incidents. So you see a few less people here, and you're going to see a few less people here as time goes on as we see more success, so that we support those other incidents. So that provides some challenges. Okay, we've got some challenges now, and we've got some challenges that are going to be coming ahead before we complete this whole operation and wrap up this fire. But we need to focus on those successes. Like I said, we've had a lot of success. We need to focus and build off those successes and meet those challenges. So Winston Churchill once said, "Difficulties mastered are opportunities won." So we want you to meet those challenges like champions today. Thank you.
Air Operations, Matt Stanford.
Good morning. We dropped over 230,000 gallons of water yesterday between the two helibases here on the west zone, the Eagle helibase and the Battle Creek helibase. The helicopters have been flying consistently every day. Our fixed wing has not been able to get in due to the smoky conditions, but we do have the VLAT, ASM.
Good morning. For August 24th, we do have a new clone today. So this is a new clone, not from the other day on the weekend, but a new clone today. It should be Dixie version 11. So for your West Zone 205s, will be on page 48 and 49. East Zone 205 will be on page 50. So for page 48, the changes are, we removed the Command 56 and replaced it with Butte Command. That is a secondary for the branches 1, 5, and 7. If they can't get Command 47 or Command 57, use Butte Command. For page 49, we've added Command 56 to that lower east side by Antelope Group. So we have really good coverage off Thompson Peak, down that into a little bit of the east zone staging. As always, any questions or concerns about coverage or anything else, come see us at Communications. We're at the end of Main Street here, down by Supply. Have a safe shift.
Medical, Fred DeQuesto.
Good morning. If you turn to page 53 in your IAP, you'll find the incident medical plan. Please review this information with your personnel down to the lowest level. Pay particular attention to box 8. The left side is the fire line emergency procedures. The right side is the information we need to get you the resources appropriate to mitigate your incident. If you have any in-camp medical needs, you can see the folks at CalMat. They're in between feeding and the comm unit. If you have any injuries to report to us, come see us in Trailer Row. And if you need to contact us for any reason, come see us in Trailer Row or contact the number at the bottom of the 206 form. Thank you. Have a good shift.
Information, Blanca Mercado.
Good morning. If you could please turn to page 56 in your IAPs. For the acreage, it's 731,310. That's 731,310. Containment's at 40%. That's 40. Total personnel 5,918. 5918. If you have media on your line, please utilize the media line number at the top of the page. We'll get a PIO out to you. The CalFire social media policy is also available through the QR code on the right of the page. We're still accepting photos, videos. Please use the Gmail account listed. Lost and found and the mail service is still available. Please utilize the box at the bottom. The address is in it. Have a safe shift.
Finance, Roger Rains.
Good morning. Finance message starts on page 58. So my message this morning is for our private hired equipment vendors. There's a list posted outside the briefing area. There's one posted there and in the feeding area. If your name is on that list, you need to go to the time trailer, which is that very first white trailer right here, and check in and turn in your agreements. We have a number of vendors that have not been there and turned in their agreements. Without those, you can't get paid. So make sure you check in, check that list, and have a great day.
Okay, a couple of reminders. The Lassen sector breakout will be back here behind the OES trailer. Westwood will be back over here. Unassigned resources are over here. As far as meetings, cooperators meeting today at 0900 hours down here on the right. Planning meeting will be in the same building down here on the right at 1700 hours. Your next operational briefing will be here tomorrow morning at 0700. Closing comments, Unified IC, Jay Lusser and Billy C.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to continue to thank you for your efforts. You keep getting up every day, going at it, and keep pushing. As your operations section chief said, you're obtaining success. I want to highlight a battle from the wars of the American West, the Battle of Greasy Grass. Two forces came together, one from one organization that felt they had superior tactics, skills, and organization. Another force of a diverse group that came together and coalesced around a common strategy. They capitalized on their similarities and put aside their differences, and they overwhelmed a force through that economy of force. They took on a big force and they won. I want everybody here to continue to work through that. Capitalize on your similarities, set your differences aside to continue on as we gain ground on this fire. This battle is also known as the Battle of Little Bighorn.
Good morning. Obviously yesterday with the temperatures increasing, the winds picking up in the afternoon, just normal terrain driven winds. Anything over 8 miles an hour, you start to get spotting factors. We had some islands start to pick up yesterday in the black that threw spots over our line. I need everyone to stay aggressive today, maintain that tactical patrol, be mobile, keep one eye on the green. We still got a long road ahead of us, so I need to make sure that we do as much protection as possible, holding the lines we have, and continue to gain success each and every day. You've been doing an outstanding job, but as resources become thinner and thinner on this incident, everyone needs to stay aggressive and stay mobile and picking up those spots outside the line so that we gain more containment each day. Thank you.
Please unmute your cell phones. You can turn your radios back on. That concludes your briefing. Thank you.